Guys, it's Brett from Stealth again. Today we're going to talk about something that I've been fiddling around with for a while, which is obviously a rudder with line protectors. Well, our latest generation line protectors. Over the years we've fiddled with a lot of different things. So this is the first one I did. This is my personal ski, and basically normal rudder, and I went and made the line protectors, made them with some shock cord in them. Okay, so it's built into the what do you call a skeg or a fin in front and behind the rudder. So the shock cord's built in. Okay, and then I drill the hole in the rudder, and that's basically all I did. So what obviously happens is also what the shock cord does is it returns the rudder to the center position all the time because of the elasticity. So that was what I was just fiddling with. But anyway, from that I've obviously moved on to the newer shape rudder, which looks like this. As you can see on this rudder, there's a slight piece missing here and a piece missing there, which was designed for these noisy guys. So it was designed for these two fins to basically fit in the position. So if you look at this kayak here, which has a carbon Kevlar rudder that we were fiddling with, all right, it has the same line protector in the front and the same line protector at the back. What you'll see now is the gap at the back, and the gap there obviously is a lot smaller than just a little one there. Also, I believe it probably looks a little bit neater. It's the same concept. Now the skeg fits into the groove in the front of the rudder. The shock cord comes out of the skeg and it attaches itself to the rudder. The same in the back. Okay, same thing. Now what will happen is if you're fishing, I mean, on both of them, I'm talking about both of them now. So if you're fishing and your line runs down and you're drifting and you drift over your line will hit there. Obviously the shock cord stops it from going anywhere underneath it. If it does get slightly caught, I feel it get touched, all you do is pull and it'll pop off. It's not actually going to go into there and wrap around the rudder and tangle up and everything. It might just touch it or whatever, but it's not going to get jammed. The shock cord itself actually stops the line from going under the rudder. The shock cord here will stop the line from going under the rudder. So even if your rudder's at an angle, you can see that the fishing line that you have will obviously follow the thing and won't get jammed. So I mean that's the whole idea and the concept of the rudder. I mean, look, nothing's 100% perfect, but this is I believe a big improvement on when you're fishing and when you do the drifting. Maybe you're fighting a fish and you might drift over your other lines, or the wind or the current's strong and you stop to do something and you drift over your lines and you get a tangle around the rudder. This will eliminate that need to jump off and untangle the line for your rudder. So basically you'll be able to purchase this rudder with these line protectors and the holes pre-drilled as a complete system. So you can take off your current rudder, put this one on, put this in, and off you go. All you got to do is glue these two on, glue the front and the back on using epoxy. We will have it as a complete system. If you have a rudder like this and you don't want to add the new rudder with these, you can actually buy these two fins like this with the shock cord. What you'll have to obviously do at home is drill yourself a hole in the front and back of the rudder, preferably not too close to the front or too close to the back, so it gives yourself some meat. And then the shock cord that comes with the fin, you just tie it on, glue these on like you would do with either one, and of course now you have your line protectors that go on the rudder. So maybe you want to buy just the fins, the elastic, or maybe you want to buy the whole system as a replacement for your standard rudder. Could become, maybe you want a new rudder, you just buy the system as it is, complete. So yeah, so it's the complete system, or you just add the fins, but the concept is the same. The line protector rudder that we've been working for, this is basically how it'll come, complete system, like that, with the two fins. Just glue it on. Obviously when you're gluing it on and you're setting it up, you'll just have to make sure your rudder's straight, glue the fins nice and straight, make sure the gap is closed. Remember when you do glue them on, obviously you've got to just test the turn to make sure it's not catching somewhere, a couple of testing, you glue it on and you come back and you go, oh, it's just touching in the one corner. So yeah, just make sure it's just enough space. You don't want too much space, but you want enough space. So yeah, try and make the shock cord at the back nice and tight. Okay, the reason why we make it nice and tight is then when it's turned, it must be under tension. If it's under tension, then automatically what it will do, it will want to make the rudder turn back to the center. So at all times, your rudder will stay center. So yeah, tie this tight enough and adjust it carefully, and obviously it's going to have the correct spring. So that's just a little note on what we do at the shock cord at the back. The front doesn't have to be necessarily too tight, but the back I would definitely make it tight enough to, help the rudder spring back to the center. There we go.